I'm sure that the Mi Band fitness tracker from the Chinese company Xiaomi is an incredibly popular device around the world. Therefore, it is not surprising that users expect some significant innovations from the 7th generation of the device. And now I will tell you about everything in more detail. Greetings to everyone, my name is Osoznaneng, and before we start, I suggest you subscribe to my channel and ring the bell. Let's discuss the news. The biggest upgrade of Xiaomi Mi Band 6 over its predecessor comes in the form of a larger display. You could say that this has become somewhat of a tradition. The size of the screen has been bumped up for several years in a row. In 2021 we got a 1.56-inch AMOLED that contours to the shape of the band, up from 1.1 inches before. That's quite a sizable increase. The company says this type of display gives users 50% more screen space than on the predecessor's device. Most impressively, Xiaomi has managed to achieve this without increasing the size of the device. There is a difference, but it's marginal. The current version measures 47.4 to 18.6 to 12.7 mm, which is only slightly larger and thicker than Generation 5, which means the increase in size has been achieved by shrinking the bezel around the edges. In fact, you can say there is almost no bezel now. Well, there is, but it's small. The quality of the AMOLED on Mi Band 6 is pretty high, so this might also stay the same on Mi Band 7. But an area of improvement could be screen protection. All the Xiaomi Mi Band so far are susceptible to scratching. That could easily be changed with a Gorilla Glass display or similar. If you think 2022 might be a year where the display finally stays the same size, think again. Xiaomi looks to be going down the route of Huawei and Honor. Their latest fitness bands come with an even larger screen than the one that can be found on Mi Band 6. This has been achieved by making the middle part of the display wider than the strap. Might Xiaomi opt for this route? It is looking incredibly possible. In fact, a recent patent in China would suggest this. It shows a Xiaomi smart bracelet that looks very much along the lines of the current generation. The main difference is the display, which extends beyond the width of the strap. If this ends up being the new design, it will further burn the line between fitness bands and smartwatches a bit too much. Xiaomi has a loyal following, and it's questionable whether its customers will be happy with such a radical change in design. Adding credence to this is an info that comes from Magical Unicorn. The source has a decent track record of leaking info of unreleased devices. This reveals Mi Band 7 is being developed under the code name L66. Two variants are in the works that go by model number M2129B1 and M2130B1. They dug for information in the Zap app software code and found that the Xiaomi Mi Band 7 will come with a display pixel resolution of 192 to 490 pixels. That's just as wide as Honor Band 6, but taller. They've even managed to dig up some pics of watch faces. Once again, there will be a rich selection. The all-screen front of the Generation 6 means Xiaomi has had to do away with a physical button below the display, so you now need to use the touchscreen to navigate the screen. This includes swiping, tapping and tap holding. That's all well and good, but physical button can be useful in wet condition, while you're wearing gloves, etc. Might we see a return of some sort of physical button on Gen 7? I wouldn't rule it out. A good route might be something akin to the capacitive button, which can be found on some Fitbit fitness bands and smartwatches. Battery life of the current version is an excellent 2 weeks on a single charge. This has remained relatively unchanged in the last few generations, although the battery life does take a hit with advanced features. Awesome battery life is one of the main attractions of the Mi Band, and I expect this to remain to be the case in the future. Having said that, the more power-hungry specs of Mi Band 7 will put strain on the battery. Hence, the above leak points to the introduction of power modes. Switch to the battery saver mode and the band only records steps and basic information, but it will keep going for longer. The water resistant is also quite good at 5 atm on the current version. That means you can safely swim with it. Expect more of this in the next generation. Apart from design tweaks, Mi Band 6 comes with several other upgrades over its predecessor. The most important one is something that was expected to land last year, an CPO2 sensor. This allows you to take blood oxygen measurements on demand. The current generation also brings more sports modes over its predecessor. Now there are 30, and 6 of these are with auto recognition. Other than that, there was nothing really new this year. Many had expected Alexa functionality, but this was nowhere to be seen. The Mi Band ticks most boxes for those after a basic fitness tracker that won't break the bank. You won't find the bells and whistles of Garmin or Fitbit, but you do get a lot. This includes the steps, distance, calories, stress, heart rate, blood oxygen, sleep, female health tracking, activity and more. So expect Generation 7 to come with all of this and more. Of course, the quality of statistics should be improved as the next device will come with the latest tech on offer and improved algorithms. Xiaomi has been improving the accuracy and breadth of its stats. For example, Gen 6 brings sleep breath quality through the CPO2 sensor. Heart rate monitoring has benefited from improvements in recent years, but this still has a room for improvement, particularly during high-intensive exercise. Improvements in the accuracy of sleep tracking would also be welcome. An altimeter remains one of the obvious omissions. This is used to calculate floors climbed. I hope to finally see this in 2022 iteration. Another possibility could be built-in GPS. The current generation relies on your smartphone satellite signal for this. So if you are doing a run outside and want detailed maps of your exercise and accurate stats, you need to have your smartphone with you, which is not ideal. One route Xiaomi could go down is to introduce a version with GPS and version without. Not everyone needs a built-in GPS, and there is no reason for them to be paying for tags they won't use. The above-mentioned leak from Magical Unicorn does mention references in the code that refer to built-in GPS. Perhaps the two versions of the fitness band that are mentioned are one with and one without built-in GPS. More improvement should come in form of smart functions. Alexa capability was widely expected this year, but it didn't make the cut. Xiaomi, which is manufacturer of Xiaomi Mi Bands, has had this on its fitness bands for over a year now. There is no reason for Xiaomi not to introduce this. There is a voice assistant currently on Mi Band 6, but it's only for Chinese region. Another feature that is reserved for the local market are payments on the go. NFC on Mi Bands exists, but only in small group of countries. Is it high time Xiaomi brings this worldwide? Finally, Xiaomi Mi Band 6 allows you to control music from a connected smartphone. Built-in storage for music would be nice, albeit unlikely. Going back once again to the Magical Unicorn leaks, and this points to a few smart functions. One of these is a smart alarm feature. This was available with the first generation Mi Band, but has sadly been dropped on the subsequent generations. Well, it looks like this may make a return on Mi Band 7. The function wakes you up when you're in the light stage of sleep within a 30-minute window before the set alarm. It simulates natural wake-up, which should hopefully have you feeling refreshed as you have not been woken up from deep sleep. The leak also mentions a passcode feature. It made a brief appearance on Mi Band 4, but not on any other bands. It allows you to passcode protect your fitness tracker. To summarize, we are expecting Mi Band 7 to come with a larger display with always-on option, built-in GPS, features such as Smart Wake, passcode, power-saving battery mode and more. Xiaomi has been fairly regular at releasing subsequent generations of the Mi Band each year. Since 2016, these were unveiled in May or June, 2021 being the exception. The tech giant surprised us last year with spring release date, so it seems the gap between subsequent generations is narrowing. This means Mi Band 7 could land anytime now, possibly in May or June, if Xiaomi reverts to the later release date. As far as price, this has been creeping up. The current generation will set you back around $60. This price point is probably the top end of what you would want to pay for a budget fitness tracker. This is why I don't really see Xiaomi bumping up the price any further, except of course if there is an iteration with built-in GPS. If that one pans out, expect it to retail around $30 more than the regular variant. Do you have some kind of smart wearables, and if so, which one? Are you happy with your band or watch of choice? Your answers, as always, you can leave in the comment section below. I will definitely read everything and I'll answer the most interesting comments and give hearts from the channel. If this video seems interesting to you, do not forget to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel and ring the bell. My name is still Osoznaneng and I'll see you guys in the next one.